look at the size of that claw. Look at these diamond scale mullet here. There are saltwater crocodiles up here. This place is alive. Oh, good claw. That is a good claw. Look at that claw. We are back in Australia and we are in a very, very remote mangrove system at the moment. We've got a backpack, we've got a machete, and we've got a crab hook. These are the three things we're going to be using this morning to try to find a giant mud crab. This mangrove system that we're in at the moment is ridiculously thick. It's very, very hard to try to navigate through this mangrove system, but mangrove systems like this sometimes can hold some giant crabs, and that's what we're out here to find. So sit back and relax because we're going to find a giant crab, and it's not easy walking through this mangrove system. What I'm looking for is a big crab hole, a big giant crab hole up here on the root of one of these mangroves. Well, it hasn't taken too long to find a crab. The untrained eye would have completely missed this crab. What this crab's done is it sat itself in a pool of water and it was just nestled down. I just seen the outside of its shell. And as I'm walking around and walking through these mangrove systems, what I'm doing is I'm seeing puddles of water. Every single puddle of water I grab my crab hook and you just give the puddle of water a little tap tap. Sometimes these crabs will just come in and close themselves up and just rest until the tide changes. And that's exactly what this fella's done here. We've got a beautiful green mud crab. Have a go at this thing. He was just sitting in this puddle of water. He's not happy. We've woken him up from his sleep. Look at the size of that claw. That's a good mud crab claw. He's only got the one claw on him. He's obviously been brawling with other crabs. And that's what we're out here for. Big juicy crab like that. Come here, buddy. Oh, look at that thing. That is delicious. You can see there's a buck from underneath there. He's a male crab. Oh, don't bite the camera. He's easy size, 150 millimeters from that side to that side of the shell. He's a good crab. Well, that is a great way to start the session. That is a big dirty mud crab. He's got a big dirty claw on him. We're going to be cooking that up around a fire if we can't upgrade, but that is a good way to start a session. I'm going to chuck him in my backpack. We're going to keep moving up and down this mangrove system, seeing if we can't upgrade or find a couple more, but he's a good starter, that's for sure. Look at the size of that mangrove jack. Holy shit. Oh, there's a massive mangrove jack here. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to pick this up. There he is there. Seems he just turned on his side. Big mangrove jack. Holy smokes, man. Couple of brim around him as well. You're joking. This place is alive. There is a lot of fish activity out here. You can see these big brim. They're big brim that are floating around, but every now and then this big mangrove jack comes back in. There's a big brim out the back there. Look at these diamond scale mullet here. They're solid. They're incredible eating fish. Bro, this place is absolutely alive. I've got to be very cautious of walking in this knee-deep water like I am at the moment. There are saltwater crocodiles up here. The only reason I'm doing this is because the water is quite clean and I can sort of see a couple of meters out. But if the water wasn't clear, I wouldn't be walking through the water like this. But this is going to up our chances of finding a big crab because this is where they live. Man, these mangroves are crazy thick. I actually want to get out of these mangrove system and try to find somewhere that's easier to walk. Oh. That is a bloody thick mangrove system. I reckon what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hang on the outside of it, walk up, try to find a little finger creek that's punching off the main system. Sometimes that's where you can find some giant crabs. We've got a couple of kangaroo tracks here. You can see there's a kangaroo. Here's his 2 feet. There's his front feet there as he pushes himself. There's the next 2 front feet there. I'm just following this kangaroo track up and along to see where it takes me. I'm not too sure where he's heading, but I'm just going to follow it. It might go to fresh water. You never know. You see an animal track like this in the bush, generally they've got a much better idea of this land than me. So I'm just going to see where this fella's heading. Old mate Kangaroo's done all right. He's led us directly to a little finger creek here. This is a little feeder creek that I've got on my side. And this is generally where I find some pretty solid crabs, in the smaller finger creeks. There's a little creek running here. It runs actually all the way up through inland. There's another creek out the back. But you can just see all the fish in the water, man. There's millions of bait fish. A couple of mullets sitting on the mouth of the river there. That there looks like a mud crab hole. See that pushed up mud? I'm just gonna be really quiet because sometimes these crabs, they'll sit on the front of the hole. But that is definitely a crab hole. That is definitely a crab hole right there. Oh my gosh. It's empty. We've got a bloody beautiful hole here. This is the first crab hole I've seen all day. We've been walking around for about 3 hours. This is what we're looking for. A big hole in the dirt. All this dirt has been pushed up. But this hole, there's nothing in it. Yeah, there's the back of the hole there. So it's pretty deep, but it's empty. Oh. Hydrate or die. They are the only rules out here. We're doing some Ks on the foot. We've done some Ks this morning already. We've only got the 1 crab in this backpack here. We've only just found the first crab hole for the day, which is surprising. I thought this place would have been littered with crabs. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the very end of the finger creek, sort of where it starts flattening out more. Generally, that's where I find a lot of crabs, up in those flat areas. So we're gonna punch up there, see if we can't find a monster crab. We're out here for the next few days. We've got a sick camp set up over the back here. I'll show you guys where we're camping later on, but for now, hydration, we'll keep walking. No way. This hole's empty. This is one of the best crab holes ever. It's empty, bro. I never would have thought that would be empty. Yes, dude, look at that. That's the crab hole up on that bank there. That's gonna be hard to get to. Oh, it's empty again. You've got to be kidding. It's a half decent looking hole and it's empty. Look at this thing. Oh. You're joking. It's bloody empty. There's nothing in it. Even though that it's got the tire tracks of a crab coming in and out, he ain't there right now. That hole's empty. I can go straight to the back of the hole. There ain't no crab in there. Oh. Look at this thing. Oh, there is a tunnel going underneath the ground here. It is a if that's a hole, this is a huge crab hole, man. This is like Goliath crab country. It's not the best position to be getting crabs in with my back to the water like this, but have a go at this hole here. It's a pretty deadly looking hole. It's actually got fresh water running out of it. Oh, it's deep. That's the back of the hole there, actually. Empty. Well, there's nothing good about this. We have done 6.5 kilometers walking through the mangroves today, according to my watch, and we've only got the one crab on the deck, which is gnarly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get myself out of these mangroves, and we're going to punch over to somewhere different, something completely different than a mangrove system. Doggies, welcome to base camp. This is where I'm going to be calling camp for, I have no idea how long. God knows how long I'm going to stay here for, but this is where we're at. We've got the troop dog set up. I've actually just put the crab inside the car, inside the fridge. So we've got a nice fresh crab for later on. A nice little fire pit down here. We've got a whole heap of firewood at the back there. And just over this hill is where we're going to be going next. We're actually going to head there right now. I've literally been at base camp for like 1 second and I'm already moving on. What I want to do is I want to find a giant crab. We've got a good crab, but he's not a monster. So the next spot I want to try to find a crab is just over the back of this hill here. That's what we're going to be hammering. We're going to be hammering this mangroves here in search of a giant crab. Let's go. Yes, doggies. The change of environment, that's all we needed to do was change our environment. We've got a crab. We've got a crab in a hole down here. I don't know how big he is. The water's pretty dirty, but we've got a crab in a hole. Listen to this, ready? Check this out. The water's a bit murked up now because I was stabbing around, but where are you, big fella? There's a crab in here. You can hear him. Oh, he's coming. Is he coming? No, he's gone back. Oh, he's pulling. He might be a good crab. He is pulling on this stick, bro. He's giving it a good tug. I'm gonna get that crab hook around his back. He's sitting on the roof of his hole. He's coming, he's coming. Nah. Come on, you big pig. You can hear the crab hook tapping him on the shell. So it's 100% a crab. He's coming. Is he coming? Are we going to get eyes on this crab? Are we going to have eyes on a claw? Oh, good claw. That is a good claw. Look at that claw. Stay there, big rig. Stay there. Ah. This is a good crab. He's not letting go. He's coming. Oh, it's a good crab, bruh. That's proper. Oh, he's a giant. That is a big crab. Try to flick him up onto some clean water so you can have a look here. Oh, I've lost him. I've got to put this camera down or I'm going to lose him. Where's he gone? We've got a crab in a mud hole. What an idiot. This is the problem when you try to film yourself doing these adventures. I'm using one hand with the camera, one hand with the crab hook, and old mate's just gone somewhere in this muddy hole here. I'm not too fast, we're gonna get him out. I know we'll get him back out. The hole that he's in is not too big. It doesn't have any big kinks in it, but dude, that's a good crab. I don't know if you guys have seen the claws just then, but he's a good crab. He's a big green crab, and he's in this muddy hole. I think he's gone back into his hole again, so we'll just work him out. We'll get him back out. Oh, all right, we got the big boy out of his hole. He actually wasn't in the hole. He was sitting on the corner of the mud there, just buckled down, but this is a bloody good crab. Have a look at the claws on this crab. He's a beautiful thing. This is a good one. Look at the size of that claw there. This is a great crab. It's a proper mud crab, this one. That claw there is giant. That's what we came out for. Big giant mud crab like this. Nice clean crab too. Look at this thing. That's the reason we came. It's a bloody good crab. Doggies! We have done some kilometers today. You can see in the background there, that sun is going. That sun's almost gone. We've spent the entire day walking around trying to find crabs. We've got 2 beautiful crabs in my backpack at the moment, and that's it. I've spent, I'm not even joking, the last 3 hours walking up and down this mangrove system checking holes, and we only pulled that one big dog out, but he's a big dog, it's good. We've got a bloody good feed going on here. I'm very happy and I'm very hungry. Let's have one more look at these bloody beautiful crabs. Here's one. What I've had to do is I've actually had to tie these crabs up because they just rip each other apart, and they also rip my backpack apart, but that's one. Look at the size of this thing. That's one crab there, and we've got another one in here. So here's the first one we got. He's only got the one claw, but he's still a solid crab. But this fella down here, that's the big dog. So we've got 2 crabs. Look at this, they're tied up, they're ready to go. This is going to be an incredible feast, especially this big dog here. He's got a proper set of claws on him. You can see they're green mud crabs. Green mud crabs actually have a spike on the side of their knuckle here, where a brown mud crab doesn't have that. Also on the top of the claw just here, they've got these 2 little spines. Got to be 150 millimeters across the back of the shell there, which this one is flying past that. And this fella's also passed as well. So we've got 2 beautiful crabs, big dogs. Bro, they are 2 bloody beautiful crabs. Here we go. Good bloody morning, my doggies. It is coffee time. Today's coffee of choice is, of course, the FDYS dark roast drip filtered coffee. We're gonna smash a coffee. We've got a billy on here. I've had this fire pumping for a couple of hours this morning. We've been up since dark. What I'm trying to achieve right now is a big bed of coals, because we are going to make one of the most greatest breakfasts of all time. Like I'm telling you, what we're about to cook around this fire is going to be off its head. So first things first, we're going to make a coffee. It's an incredible morning this morning, sunrise. Bloody beautiful. There ain't nothing like waking up in the bush, smoke in your eyes, putting a billy on a fire. But the food we're going to be cooking today is going to be, get your bibs out, get your napkins out, because you're going to be drooling all over yourself after you see what we cook. It's going to be good. All right, there it is. One of the best coffees in paradise. FDYS drip filtered coffee. It's on the website, fielddayshop.com, if you guys want to go and check it out. We're not going to mess around this morning. I'm going to start cooking right now. Last night I had no dinner. I was starving. We got back to camp. It was completely pitch black at camp last night when we returned. So we're going to start cooking. Go to the kitchen, get your bebs, get your napkins, because you're going to be drooling all over yourself. Trust me, what we're about to cook is going to be off its head. All right, let's go. We're gonna start this cooking mission off. I just had an idea. I always come up with stupid ideas, and this is one of them. We're going back down to the mangroves. Number one, I need salt water because I'm actually gonna boil the crabs in a pot of water. But you may notice that I've got a crab hook in my hand. Now, yesterday, I found a crab hole and it had a big crab in it, but the crab was going down the back of the crab hole. So I'm gonna quickly run out here before this tide comes in and see if we can't get this crab. While we're there, we'll grab some salt water. But there was a big crab in a hole yesterday, which we missed. Oh no, this is not good. This tide is starting to chug in. You can see this water. The tide comes in really quick around these parts. He's at the back. See how deep that hole is? Keeps going all the way back. It's a massive hole. There was a big crab in here yesterday. We missed him. Well, it was worth a crack. There was a big old crab in there yesterday. He's probably still in there. It's just right down the back. Anyway, let's get back to cooking because I am starving. Oh, that is so hot. We've got some boiling water. That water is bloody hot down here. All right, check this out. This is stage one of breakfast. We've got a couple of delicious mud crabs. Look at the size of that thing, dude. That is a big giant mud crab claw. That thing's about to get cooked up. What you want to do, mud crabs of this size, you're looking at about, probably for a crab of this size, about 18 minutes. So we're just gonna drop these crabs into this pot of boiling water and put an 18-minute timer on. 15 minutes if your crab's a bit smaller. If you've got a giant crab, you're probably looking at about 20, 21 minutes. These crabs, one of them's pretty big, one of them's a medium size, so they're going in for about 18. All right, let's go. Stage two of making breakfast. What we got here, we're gonna be making a damper. First thing you're gonna want, self-raising flour. Second thing that I just pulled out of the car, Italian herbs mix. Salt, pepper, sparkling water. So what sparkling water does, it just aerates your damper mix, makes it a little bit more fluffy, a little bit more beautiful. We've got a knife, and last off, camp oven. Super simple, yet delicious bread in the bush. We've got the crabs cooking down here. I'm gonna rip in, I'm gonna start making a hella damper. Flour in, Italian herbs are going in. Don't be scared. Salt. Pepper. Sparkling water. Mix him up. Bloody hell. All the stations are firing in this kitchen. All right, 18 minutes is up. I just started making that damper and my timer's gone off. So what we've got here is an 18 minutes. Oh, that's so hot. All right, so the 18-minute mark is done. We've got 2 crabs, which are boiled to perfection in this pot here. I'm gonna take this pot off. We're gonna discard this hot water. Wait, all right. Now what I did was, when I went down, I filled this pot full of salt water. We've got a bucket here which is half full of that salt water, but this is cold salt water. So what you want to do is you want to take your big bloody crab like this, and you want to drop him inside of that cold bucket of water. He's going to stop cooking, and let him sit, let him rest in that bucket of cold water. There we go. Look at that, mate. That is cooked to perfection. So we're going to leave these in a bucket of cold water. We'll leave them in there for the rest of the day until we get this damper cooked up. Righto, we've got our camp oven here, we've got a damper inside. What we're going to do, we're going to stick it on coals, a tiny little bed of coals. Then we're going to take some coals, we're going to put them on top of the bloody camp oven. Now the idea when you're cooking damper is you want to go low and slow. You don't want to put a ridiculous amount of coals or a ridiculous amount of heat in at the start. So that's enough, that'll be fine. We've got coals underneath, a couple of coals on top. We're just going to let it sit and bake. We'll check it every 20 minutes, but that is going to be part of our delicious breakfast. I don't know if you guys can hear, but it is blowing its absolute ass off out here. What I'm trying to make down here is a dipping sauce, and it is near on impossible. The wind is just picking up dust and bringing dust everywhere. So we're in the shelter of the car here. I'm not really getting too much wind, but I'm still getting covered in sand and shit. So we're gonna be making a dipping sauce, and this is the final leg of the breakfast. This is what's gonna make it so bloody good. Dipping sauce. This is just gonna make it 10 out of 10, boy. The dipping sauce ingredients. We've got to move our asses because this is all getting covered in sand. There's just sand going everywhere out here. We've got coconut cream, lemon, cherry tomatoes, onion, fresh ginger, garlic, and a heap of chili. That is all gonna go into there and get boiled up. We're gonna move because it is windy out here, boy. We're just gonna add all these ingredients into there. Well, unfortunately, I've been pushed into the car. I don't know where this wind's come from, but it is howling out here, man. It is blowing, and it is blowing its absolute ass off. So we've got the dipping sauce cooking in the back of the troopy. This is one of the best things about having a troopy, man. When it's shitty weather like this outside, you can just come in here, I can stand up, I can do whatever I want. Any other car, you wouldn't be able to do this, man. Best car in the world. Well, we got a little bit of a, holy shit, we got a little bit of a dipping sauce happening here. What I'm gonna let that do, I'm just gonna let that slowly just bubble away. Give it probably 20 minutes, just let it slowly simmer down, and then, dude, we're eating. We're gonna be eating good. I've just put in a little bit of salt and pepper and a little bit of curry powder. Burn, baby, burn. The time has finally come. Doggies, we can feast. And this is one hell of a spread that I got in front of me here. Check this out. This is some of the best food going on planet Earth. Big dirty mud crabs. Look at the claws on them. Couple of suckers there. We've got another big mud crab claw here. That's gonna be a hell of a lollipop. We've got a beautifully cooked little bit of bush bread here. That's going with it. And then down here is the dipping sauce. That's just gonna be next level. Look at that. The flavors in there are crazy. Oh, let's dig in. This is gonna be incredible. I'm starving. First thing we're gonna do, the machete from the last episode. If you guys watched the last episode, that is the machete that I made, and it is an absolute weapon. So what we'll do is get rid of that camp oven. Don't need that anymore. Let's cut up our bush bread. That is a perfect bit of damper. Oh, we nailed it. There it is, a little bit of savory damper, cooked to perfection. Crab claws. Oh, that's a lollipop and a half. It is cooked to perfection. Look at this. We got one deadly lollipop out of that crab. Let's see if we can get another one. Look at these claws, man. Oh, this fella's a bit hard. There it is. That is a lollipop in there. There's another lollipop. And another. Here we go. It is time to feast. We've got 3 ridiculously big lollipops. These things going straight into that dipping sauce. Look at this. Bruh. Bro! Oh man. This is the greatest food on earth. Ain't nothing beating this. Got a little bit of damper. Straight into the dipping sauce. Oh. This is the breakfast of breakfast. Well, that damper's actually on point. Look at that. Look at that. Like, does food come any better than this? I don't think so. If you ever get the chance, get outside, get yourself a mud crab, do this recipe. Even if it's blowing its ass off, it tastes incredible. Right. Now this is what I call a breakfast. The damper is on point, the mud crabs are cooked to perfection, and this dipping sauce is like an absolute flavor bomb like you'll never ever taste before. So this is me for the rest of the morning. I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna neck another coffee, I'm gonna destroy all the food you see on this table, and let me tell you, just know that I'm going to bloody enjoy it. All right, that is it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. I had a heap of fun filming this one. If you're not subscribed yet, bang that subscribe button because there are a heap of new videos coming. If you want to get your merch, we got new merch drop, we got new coffee, we got the noodle rods are on the way. There's a whole heap of stuff coming. So stay tuned over there. But thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, much love. You actually have no idea how good this is. It's like sex in my mouth. Get the off me, piece of shit. Off, out of the way. You're in my shot, you little dog. But this is what you call a green mud crab. And shut the up. Stop talking shit. Crab, we got a crab on the deck. And yeah, doggies, we're not going hungry. This thing. Get off. And tip her out. I want to get an absolute fish. Shut the Speak English or don't speak at all, you little dickhead. Well. There's all in this one. I'm gonna go fish the, or find crabs in the, where the am I? I can't even get out of here, I'm lost. Yes! Yes, I do! Yes, I do put the camera down, walk away, come back and pick it up. I seriously do double the kilometers because of that one reason, but I do it for you guys, you know, so you get a little bit of a feel of where I am. Because right now we're in the middle of bum Idaho, look! We've got some walking ahead of us. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Yeah, wet. That is so hot. Now, this lens is shit. Soda and stuff's you. Let's start again, kid. In the shelter of the car here, and then cook up this dipping. Shut your face, you dickhead. Speak English or just off. Onion, freshly chopped. What are you called? What the are you called? I forgot your name, you little. The ingredients for the mouth-watering, oh my God, speak English or just off. Who the invited the wind to the party? Off! I'm trying to cook food here. Blowing its absolute titties off out here, bruh. Here we go. It is time. You.